the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
After the speed and, dare I say, insanity that was Monza combined, we find ourselves tonight on an altogether different type of challenge in the form of Lime Rock Park. Tight, twisting, and technical, this tiny northeastern circuit has become a favorite of drivers the world over. But with two classes of drivers out on the circuit tonight, chaos may be what's in store for our drivers. Hello everyone and welcome to the PRL Monday Night Series, brought to you here live on RaceSpotTV. First up is the Production Car Challenge. My name is DJ Clark, joined here in the commentary booth by Justin Prince, with Connery Maddock working as our director and producer behind the scenes. And Justin, this one's going to be a little bit different, and I think we're going to be talking a lot today about lap traffic around this, well, very, very small circuit.
A very small circuit indeed on the docket, to say the very least. 1.53 miles, 2.46 kilometers when it comes to Lime Rock Park. Not a lot of space to navigate around the circuit. Not a lot of major passing sections. Not a wide racetrack to be able to go side by side outside of the Sam Posey Straight. In other words, if you reach fellow traffic, it could get very treacherous, to say the very least, at a very difficult racetrack in the first place, especially in the final half of the track.
Indeed, especially considering, as you can see there, we are running that traditional run up through the corner, but we are going to be running the West Bend chicane, which could make things a little bit different. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and take a look at our schedule here today, as next time out, we will head over to Suzuka, then VIR, Olton Park, and then a return back to Suzuka for the West Circuit. Knock Hill, that's one that I've had circled the entire season. Summit Point and Mount Panorama, a good blend there, it has to be said, of traditional wide open longer race circuits and tight and twisting circuits like Lime Rock Park. It really provides something for all kinds of drivers.
Indeed it can, especially when it comes to Lime Rock Park with its intriguiness with the different sections that we touched upon just moments ago. But early on in this campaign, this is going to be potentially one of the more higher up attrition points. And keep in mind, when it comes to some of the tracks down the line, you have a lot of Grand Prix style circuits with Suzuka Grand Prix, of course. With Mount Panorama, you can kind of put in that. VIR more so when it comes to North American car racing, like this car type. It's a familiar one. Tracks like tonight, though, like Suzuka West, going to be a little bit more on the tighter side in terms of that navigation, to put it lightly.
Yeah, exactly. And let's go ahead and take a look at our standings there in the GR86. It's Michael Lang that leads the way with 104 points over Nicholas Schwartz there with 96, but a very, very close battle, that has to be said. Really up in the top six is Eric Harmon, Francis Castillo-Romero, Gerard Farewell, and Jeff Evans, all within striking distance of your leader, Michael Lang. Kyle Stritcharts is about 20 points behind, but still in the hunt, as is Nathan Miller, Kevin Berquist, and Kenny Rodriguez, who rounds round out your top 10. Let's also go ahead and take a look there over at the MX5 standings as Andrew Venaro finds himself tied with Roman Bykov up at the top of the charts. Kevin Sandiego, a former champion, finds his way about 8 points back, but once again, still certainly within striking distance. James Doherty and Michael Chase there rounding out your top 5, but Chase finds himself in an altogether very close battle with Doherty up ahead, as well as Zach Fuller, Michael Lorty behind. Then Ian Cabana is back down in 8th, and Nicholas Casaltas will be in P9, followed by Edward Peltz in 10th place. As that's your standings there, we also have some team standings to be able to run you through, and it's going to be Alibi Racing up at the top of the charts for the MX5 team. Then it's Danger Kitty, which is one of my favorite team names of the year, it has to be said. Unlimited Slips finds themselves in 3rd, followed by Sperati and the Precision Racing Esports MX5. A little bit more disparity there in that team's championship. Over in the GR86 category, Whataback Racing Overdrive leads the way over Ariel Auto Art. Then SRT Esports, who finds themselves in a very close battle there for 2nd place, only 2 points off. Whataback Racing Back Row finds themselves in 4th place, and Iceberg Racing rounds out your top 5 in those categories. Before we get to the racing action on the track, though, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors here tonight. First and foremost, it's Advanced Sim Racing. Owned and operated by passionate sim racers, Advanced Sim Racing designs and builds the sturdiest, most durable aluminum profile racing simulation cockpits available in the market today. All PRL members get also a 5% discount code on ASR products using the Precision 5 coupon code. We'd also like to thank Racebox Sim Racing. Racebox offers mid and high-end button boxes for sim racing enthusiasts, from the casual gamer up to the most meticulous sim racing driver. Competitively priced and carefully handcrafted, their button boxes are an enjoyable addition to any sim racing setup. Visit raceboxsimracing.com and get a 5% discount code using the Precision 5 coupon code. We'd also like to thank the Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker products provide incredible immersion and realism to any game. Feel every nuance and truly put yourself in the driver's seat. Thanks as well to Mecha Sim Hardware. Mecha Sim Hardware is a small company from the Czech Republic, and their goal is to produce high-quality sim racing hardware. If you are looking for a high-end pedal set, handbrake, or sequential shifter, visit Mecha Sim Hardware's eShop right now to get yourself up to speed. We'd also like to give a huge thanks to Muradness. Muradness is a performance lifestyle brand motivated by motorsport and founded by professional race car driver Daniel Morad. For more information, visit muradness.com. And finally, we'd like to thank NinjaTrader. Ready to compete against the financial markets? Supporting over 60,000 users across the globe, NinjaTrader provides award-winning trading software and brokerage services. NinjaTrader is always free to use for advanced charting, back testing, and trade simulation. Visit ninjatrader.com to get started with a risk-free trading simulator and start tracking your performance. Well, Justin, as we take our eyes to the track right now, I've got to say a little bit of an interesting dynamic up at the front of the field. We're used to seeing a little bit more disparity among these drivers, but it looks like the MX-5s and these GR86s mixed up there all at the top of the standings.
I find that really intriguing. I think that's partly due more so towards the corner speed. If anything else, it's fairly comparable in terms of the pace with these cars. After all, on the bigger tracks, the differential's talked about 3 seconds at the most on the lap. So as we've seen, it's very similar in terms of the way they both draft. I wonder how that's going to play out in terms of itself, because if you've got two classes nearly identical in pace, that's going to be difficult to pass in if you end up dealing with traffic, or better yet, will they end up even catching each other for traffic?
Well, we will have to see. We've got a pretty full grid here tonight of about, it looks like 40 cars out on the track. And so I think just by pace alone amongst the different drivers, we're probably going to have a little bit of lap traffic to deal with. But it's not going to be as traditionally as you say. And as we take a look, the